Going live in 3, 2, 1. Currently going live. We are live.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Reliquary Towers D&D show, KARMINIA and Chaos. I'm sure I butchered a pronunciation in there, even though I'm the one who came up with the words. I'm Carter, I'll be your Dungeon Master for this evening, and these people around me are the players. If you've seen any of the previous episodes, you'll know them, but right now they're probably going to wave at you like idiots, but that's just how people do sometimes. Or they're going to be like Brad and just be a severed head floating inside of a ceiling. Let's get back into a recap of what happened last time. Currently, our players are just at the end of a job they conducted for trying to remember names of things. It's been a hot minute since we've done this. They just finished doing a mission for the Barbed Coral, one of the 3 guilds that run the town of Rogue's Passage. A lot of things happened. It was a multi-session debacle of them infiltrating a building owned by the Bound Court, one of the other guilds that ran Rogue's Passage. They were briefly locked inside of a bathroom. We discovered that the spell Eldritch Blast could be used as a Rainbow Six Siege style breaching charge to open any wall or doorway. So that came up a lot. And they pretty much destroyed the entire building, all in search of a copy of, let me just get this name out because I definitely don't remember the whole thing, to recover their copy of Prophecies from the First Age as recorded by Octavian Thelmorsis, a powerful magical item owned by Dovian, the sea hag wife of the Barbed Coral's guild leader. Now, at the end of that, they returned to the Mermaids Call, the main camp for the Barbed Coral. Quest complete several days before anybody expected them to in in-game time. It's been many more weeks in actual time. But they have just returned. When they returned, they discovered that a demon possessing one Dezmond Ethereum, another member of the high-ranking guilds of Rogue's Passage, had been possessed and was accompanied by, I want to say, man, there's so many names that I definitely forgot and definitely should have looked up before we actually started streaming. But hey, being a DM's hard. Yes, Mr. Pigsalot, who is a werebore, also gone by the real name Kevildian, was the person who stole the book from Dovian in the first place. Him and the possessed body of Dezmond Ethereum both had beat them to the Mermaids Call and were attempting to assassinate the Barbed Coral's members. And after they have been dispatched, the demon exorcised from Dezmond, and Kevildian fleeing into the night, our party bunkers down inside the Mermaid's Call. Does everybody want to come back in and unmute themselves and get into the mindset of what just happened?
Pig, big, 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 pig, big, big, big,
Big
pig,
pig. Yes.
big, pig.
That's the
Pig
highlight.
pig.
Big pig.
I apologize for the pretty... I can't swear. I apologize for the pretty not so great introduction. But here we are.
You could just pray, like, I don't know, the pretty turdy introduction, the pretty poopy introduction. I know they sound childish, but...
Anything other than the word that I actually wanted to say.
Yes.
We're playing a game, everybody.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes. You're here. We leveled up, right?
Yeah, you also made it to level 5.
Yay.
A feat that I'm pretty sure my last campaign did not get to.
Tragic. Well, no, we made
Most
it
of my
level 5.
campaigns
last
stop
3
at
made it
level
there
5,
either.
so this will be interesting.
Ah.
We try.
Now everyone in the comments, guess what that beverage is. Here's a hint: wrong answers only.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Like y'all just got back from a harrowing adventure. Davian just went upstairs to heal Mutt. I think that actually happened a while ago, but you are in the spherical inverted fishbowl appearing bar of the Mermaids Call. Bar on one side, completely emptied, furniture smashed, nowhere to be seen.
Corpse.
What would you like to do? Oh,
I'm
no.
having a drink.
Right. Dezmond Ethereum is still inside of the tavern with you as well. With the still smoking, like comically long revolver out, just kind of pointed to the side.
Jorn has the book, right?
Yes, Jorn currently has the book.
So, yeah, I have the book. So, Jorn is like gonna look at the rest of the party and is like, well, I think we best return this and complete our mission.
I mean,
That is
I
agreeable.
agree. Let's just put it in safe hands, you know.
I'll hold it.
Somebody, no, I mean...
I forgot to mention earlier, when first confronted with the book, the professor, one of our resident warlocks, had a a strange physical anomaly where his arm opened like a banana peel and attempted to consume the book.
Jorn's like,
Owen, you are muted. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Jorn's
it was intentional.
Jorn's kind of looking at the professor and just like, yeah, we're not letting you near the book ever again.
Well, gotta do
That was something that happened between the book and him.
It was quite grotesque. We'll just let you... I'm just going to put it in simple terms. We almost lost the book because of him.
Probably a coincidence.
It would have still been fine.
Good idea to keep it away from him, then.
Yes. Very much agreed.
But...
So, where's the general idea of where we're supposed to go? I imagine the Sea Hag is...
You're inside the Mermaids Call. The last time you saw would have been Felix. She returned to the upper portion of the building, which you access through the glass of the inverted fishbowl by swimming up into the ceiling, where there is another hatch on the other side of the glass in the water to get into the rest of the building. You've been up there before, and it is a fairly complex series of corridors. However, typically you can't actually get through the water without accompanied by another personnel from the actual guild.
Jordan's just gonna like walk up.
Carter, I have a question, and I think you know what the question is.
No, I don't. What's the question?
Would I be considered a part of the guild or a close member to the guild? Because of my friendship, and that's the only reason.
Your friendship with her has been established, and because of factors that we know, I'd say yes, you'd probably be able to enter the building, or at least get past the magical portion of its barriers. The question is, how long can you hold your breath?
Yeah, about that. I don't think I can hold my breath for very long.
Because we are talking about swimming like vertically upward in an extremely narrow space with sea life, wildlife, plant matter swimming through it to get then to a hatch, which you would have to turn and physically use strength to open to get to the next area.
I mean, I've climbed up a building. It can't be that hard.
That is true. You did climb up a building. It did take several rounds of combat, but you did climb up a building.
I'm not seeing anywhere on my sheet.
I will say though, like, even though you guys leveled up and we did reset your hit points to max as a part of the level up, at this point in time, you would not have taken a long rest yet.
Doesn't the hit points just reset maximum whenever you level up?
Yes, but realistically, you would have leveled up after you completed the quest, but because we're streaming, we just did that between streams instead.
All right. I can't.
So up to this point, you have not yet taken that long rest.
Did you say that one of them was still down here?
No. Last time Zaccardi saw her, she was down here, but she went upstairs in order to tend to her husband's severe mental trauma and physical trauma after being forcefully possessed by a smoke monster.
But no, it wasn't her husband. It was her husband's friend. Or no, her husband's brother, I think it was.
The other one. I thought you said one of them was down here. Maybe I'm
No.
mistaken names.
Nope, there was another possessed. There was the two guild
Mukt
leaders.
was out. Yes, sorry, I'm mixing up characters. Mukt was out fighting rebellion. Auric was here, and Auric got possessed. I'm sorry. She went
she's
up to
tending to
help
Auric,
her
and her husband, I believe,
stepbrother.
came back. Her
Heal
husband
her
came back, I
stepbrother.
believe. So all three of them are upstairs, I believe, is what we said last time.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, all three of them would be upstairs.
All three of them are upstairs. Auric is being treated. Muck is there just to be like the moral support, I think.
Yes.
I can't. Yeah.
Let's say that that's what's happening.
Yes.
DM powers. It is so. The universe is aligned.
Jorn's going to just try something. He's just going to like walk up to like where the entrance is and like give a knock on the fishbowl.
Just on the fishbowl?
Yeah, like from inside. See if maybe it'll get their attention.
Make a nature check.
No, make a strength check.
I will remind you that. I'll remind you. Sorry, I might not have done a good job describing the physical layout of the Mermaids Call. So effectively, I did say it's an inverted fishbowl. So effectively, there is a stone structure with a glass dome inside of it. Between the stone and the glass, there is water. And at the top, between the glass structure and the stone structure, at the top is where the hatch is that you'd enter the rest of the building.
Yeah.
So if you walk up, you knock on the glass. Make
So
a
nature check?
you make a nature or an arcane check to me.
Is my arcane checks better? No. So nature check. Let's roll that. That'll be 15 minus 1, 14.
-1. Okay. As you roll, you see some of the like bioluminescing fish behave in almost a strange way. Where normally when you would knock on like a fishbowl, it would disturb the water and make them more aggressive. You see one of the fish kind of move forward towards the sense of the disruption and kind of peer directly at you. And then you see it swims upward out of sight into some of these like long, multicolored seaweeds and vanishes for a moment. As you wait, time begins to pass.
Jorn's
5 minutes.
Hold on, Jorn's gonna decide like look at the fish after like seeing the fish just swim off. Also, he would be like holding up the book, like showing like
Yeah.
seeing the fish come down and just like pointing at it. Like Jorn's going to be like, right, I think we have some time to spare. Thoughts on drinks, everyone? On me? We are in a bar.
What do they have?
We're the only ones
However,
here other than the
how-
other guild master that was possessed, correct?
Obligated.
No. Yes. It's the 5 of you plus Dezmond Aterium, who is the guild master of the Emerald Haulers, which is the 3rd guild of Rogue's Passage. And you see he's already at the bar helping himself to whatever is behind it. He is already always sitting there just like drinking, sipping with his like elegant half-elven form and long hair and the like deep green and like yellowish robes that kind of flow everywhere. He's just kind of sitting there like sipping a drink, just kind of leaning against the bar.
I'm gonna go behind the bar and start serving out drinks then.
Okay.
Well,
Felix has his
at
own
least
little
one
cocktail
to-
moment.
At least one to everyone. While we wait.
I
Okay.
check for poison. Just,
Make an
Never-
investigation
you
check.
can never be too careful. 11. Oh wait, investigation you said?
Does Jorn notice
well-
Fartug like investigating his beverage?
I'm just like listening to it.
I don't think he's being
looking-
subtle, so you probably would. Felix, is the glass poisoned?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Jorn's gonna put his hand on Fartug's shoulder.
It just seems like alcohol. It's a beverage that one would enjoy
There is only
inside
one
a bar.
poison. There is only one poison in there,
Sure.
and that's alcohol.
That's
Yeah.
Tastes good though.
This
Would you like
type
something
does seem to have
else,
like some like floating spices inside of it to like give it a different like robust flavor. But it like hasn't been like processed very well or like filtered, so occasionally you get like a little chunk of like some form of like herb inside your teeth that like completely muddles the taste of everything.
This is
Perfect.
way too
Like, it's
detailed. Trevor.
pleasant at first, but whenever you get that like sharp little spice spike, it's a little overwhelming. As you're down here
Perfect in
sitting here
every way.
drinking, 5 minutes pass, then 10, then 15. Then you see the hatch above you. Suddenly, you hear it first, a loud of like that the metal door scraping as it opens, and the hatch opens, and you see 2 of the guild members begin to swim down to you and open the door, and you see the sea hag Dovian with her very plain features and the large dark blue skinned Triton Mucked standing next to her as they come down and just go, well, that's been a busy day, very, very busy day.
Hi.
So do you have a gift for my wife? And she kind of sits there and like nods and goes, it's great to see you again. Thank you for the assist earlier, Felix. I know I kind of sent you off and snapped you back in an instant, but always appreciated.
You owe me for this one.
Jorn's going to walk up and just like, well, I suppose this will close out the agreement and I believe all compensation can be that. He reaches under his coat and pulls out the book and hands it over to them.
You see Dovian kind of grabs the book very gingerly from the gold and blue embroidered arcane cloth that's coated it and covered it almost entirely since you've had possession of it. And she takes it and she kind of goes, I'll have to find a place to keep this safe, or at least safer than the last place. Thank you very much again for investigating us and tracking it down. Where did you find it after all?
Jorn's,
It's irrelevant.
what was the name?
It's in the basement of the bound court, I think it was.
Let's just
Well,
say there's a lot of people there. You know.
We surprisingly didn't have to travel very far, which actually this trip was a lot quicker than I suppose we all expected.
You say not a lot of trouble.
No, I thought you were going to be gone for days. Like, I'm literally baffled by how short a time it looked. It's almost like some large force in the universe that planned all of this was unaware that such a simple spell would completely shorten your journey and make a lot of the additional content it provided completely worthless.
Eldritch Blast.
That sounds like a very interesting theory, but I can't see it being
But
true.
then again, our universe isn't ruled by such things. They're ruled by various gods and deities that perform magic in our daily lives, not cosmic entities. Not a single cosmic entity that rules over every facet of the universe. So that's clearly science fiction.
That's
Guy knows
ridiculous.
too much.
Also,
I'll try
what's
and
science
find
fiction?
telepathy more.
I think I've just coined that term. See, it's something that you think would be based in reality, based in educational thought, but is fictional in nature, so it kind of doesn't end up being based in original and complex thought entirely. I don't know how my accent keeps changing from just kind of deep to kind of a little bit more cockney, but let's just say I'm voiced by a dumbass.
Guy is like
Jordan
way
is
too
like-
sentient.
George just looking at him
Your
with,
character.
like ungodful confusion, just like
This man.
Devian kind of looks at all of you and just goes, I know it's his brother that got possessed, but I'm not gonna lie, he's been hit in the head a handful of times tonight. And you see, like, he's actively, like, still bleeding from the side of his head. And she just kind of puts her hand up and, like, touches the side of his head, and you see the blood, like, retract into it and the wound close on the side of, next to his fin. And he kind of shakes his head and just goes, okay, what? I have no idea what just happened. So, you're back! I guess I have to pay all of you now. Just give me a moment.
I'd hope
And you see he's now with Davian holding the book, she kind of takes, and you see she begins to wave her hands, and this chest of like this fluttering golden light, slightly tinged with green, begins to appear. Like it's not a physical object. It's almost as if it is crafted purely from light itself. But there is still yet some darkness in there that's woven in to keep the bonds like strong and held shut. But Mukt returns through the inverted fishbowl up into the area to go and retrieve her treasure. You see, she opens the box and places the book inside and closes it and puts this arcane lock on it that slowly begins to evaporate and disappear.
Davian, what was that?
What?
That's a temporary solution. I can only maintain concentration on it for a couple of hours, but it should be enough
Okay.
time for us to prep and plan for where it's going to go next.
It's a nice trick. Do you think?
Good, because if that was
teach us how to do
if
it,
that was
maybe?
permanent, I would have suggested to use that first.
Possibly.
Jeez.
I have some arcane magics, but the truth is a lot of it comes from a natural casting ability from my species and characteristics. I've learned a little bit more though that I might be able to teach. It would take time though. Do you have a couple of weeks to stay around?
I don't know. I don't think we're going anywhere.
We don't
Have
have
you
much to
considered
do.
anything?
Well, I don't. These
I'm sure Jorn wants to get out,
lunatics
though.
might have something else.
What are your plans for the future after all? I guess we've been so focused on business, I haven't really gotten to actually get to know any of you at all. And you hear, sitting in the back corner, Dezmond is just standing there going like, yeah, what are all of you guys about?
That is none of your concern.
Jorn's is kind of like, I'm here on a mission as per arranged a day ago.
Oh yeah, that was a day ago.
It's not
Yeah, not even a day ago, because you haven't slept yet. Like, literally, like, 8 to 12 hours ago.
Carter.
Davian, I don't remember. Was she there for that conversation? I think she was.
She was the one
yeah.
he was talking with.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a body.
Uh,
Confirmed.
It's at this point where Mukt kind of returns with the containers of gold, and you see he sets 3 chests, very small chests, down in front of each of you, containing your prescribed 300 gold pieces.
I'm presuming with the exception of Jorn, as per.
Yes, with the exception of you. That's why he put down 4, not 5.
Matt, you said 3.
Oh, I thought I said 4.
You said
No.
3.
And
Rainbow Road.
as he puts it in front of me, does he open it and shows me the gold?
Yes.
Just curious.
Yes, I want to see it.
You know my conditions, so why did you bring me this?
I don't know. Sorry, wait. The voice was just gone there.
Fine.
What?
Give your sec.
You know what?
Give it a sec. Find the voice.
I've been hit in the head several times tonight by various creatures using various objects.
Would you like
I
another one?
think I deserve at least one slip up. You see he closes the chest and he just reopens it, and you see it all transforms into platinum pieces instead.
300 platinum piece.
What?
Oh no, it's 30 platinum pieces, not 300 platinum pieces.
I mean,
I missed that. What?
I mean, it. Okay. It's very likely for me to get robbed with this much money, clearly. It makes me look very rich. I would have preferred gems, magical in nature, but this'll do.
Felix, are you
Yes?
scared of being jumped by a lowly crook?
When you're an
Let's just
actual
say I've
human
had to
with a
deal
man.
with too many, how to say, nuisances on travels, and it has not been pleasant.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean us, right? Like we're
We're a nuisance, Marshal.
You're getting above the nuisance at this point, so it's still an if for you.
Hey, I would say
Maybe
we
not you, and I point to Fartug. Not sure about you yet.
Oh, okay. I have to. You know what? So I was thinking. I'm talking to Arena here.
He's
I was thinking. I pull out my platinum ring out of my gold pouch.
Where'd you get
I-
that?
Wow.
Oh, right, she gave it to you.
You see, you happen to use yours for your spell casting, huh?
You
Yeah.
could give them to me, and then
You
I
did.
would
You and you made sure to use them up, right?
It's not. It's not consumed. I believe Jorn still has one.
Do I?
Jorn or the
Why
professor.
No,
Why didn't I get
you-
one?
I'm pretty sure it was only Fartug and you who got one.
Yeah.
But I
I
think
got two
you
of them.
gave yours to Jorn to.
You got two of them. I gave.
Oh,
one
you got
to
two.
One of
Yeah.
them.
Well, I think
I
you
don't even know
told
what it
you know
does.
you took mine. You took mine away then later on and gave it to someone
Yeah, I
else.
took yours, gave it to Brady, so Brady has it.
Okay,
Did
so
not.
Brady's
Has-
got a platinum ring right now.
Okay, what does it do?
It's something that Arena
Nothing.
used for spellcasting focus to
Oh,
Cast
this
a spell
looks
on
like a
you.
ring.
well,
Well,
Isn't that arcane focus?
Not an
Not an
arcane
arcane
focus.
focus. It's a material.
A component for a spell that is required to like be placed on the person in order to cast.
all right.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hand back my
For
ring.
spell stuff, okay?
'Cause
I
I'm
know!
not
It's so confusing!
rude.
Which is why I like playing it, because I get to confuse people.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hand back my ring because I didn't use it, and I'm not that greedy of a goblin. So
Really?
Here's your-
So far, the evidence is overwhelmingly in the opposite direction.
what? No, I'm
Damian
figuring-
stretches her
I'm gonna
hand.
leave.
Stretches
Hey,
her
Lar.
hand and takes
Hey.
it from you and goes, "Thank you very much for returning it.
Jorn's
It's,
kind of gonna.
it will see good use elsewhere." And she kind of tucks it into her cloak.
Jorn's gonna kind of cut
After
in.
that, she looks.
Jorn's gonna kind of like cut in. It's like you might want to make sure there's no string attached to that or anything.
Back.
She kind of gives you like a hairy eyebrow and just kind of raising and just staring at you deeply with it one eyebrow extremely raised. The hair kind of shifting to like compensate for the entire musculature, like expanding the face. Just going, such a fine gentleman wouldn't return something that was lent with strings attached, would they?
We're talking about Fartug here.
She was talking
Fine.
directly to
That's all
Fartug.
by the
Oh,
way.
okay. Oh, directly
Well-
to Fartug.
If you ever find that that ring gets a little too heavy for you, I mean, you know, I'm always here to help you lift it around. You know.
You kind of hear echo through the back of your head just be, "Don't worry, you'll be the first person I call." Like she doesn't even move her lips, you just hear the voice echo through your brain. She then looks towards you, Arena, and goes, "I believe I gave you a few others as well."
Yeah. You gave me two. I believe the professor is the other one, though.
She
Oh,
then
please.
looks towards you, Professor, and she outstretches her hand, expecting the ring.
I eat it.
you for
Mark it down. Perfect.
My precious.
no, just Eldritch blast it to her or something like
Yes.
What?
Fine, I hand it over.
Okay. She takes it in her palm, nods at you, and goes, "Thank you." Okay.
What-
Uh,
You put it in like your tentacle pocket or something. Like it's all like just slimy and just.
I really hope.
It's just covered in like the purple slime.
Ugh.
Oh. It's like in freaking Pirates of the Caribbean when they like take the key off of Davy Jones's neck and it's like covered in the like tentacle mucus or whatever. Oh. At that cue, Mukt actually perks up and looks towards you, Jorn, and goes, "I believe you have something for me as well."
The shotgun shells you provided were thoroughly expent. I could say the bound court is down an ogre.
And a lot of other people.
It's been a long day, and you are all severely battered beyond belief. So he just kind of nods and takes it at face value and goes, "Yeah, fair. So you're paid. We have the book.
I believe we will be talking about our part of the arrangement shortly.
Yes. Did you want to do that in private still, or?"
Yes, that would be preferred.
Okay. He looks towards the rest of you and goes, "Excuse the rest of us. Dezmond, perhaps you want to take them to Gemtown and they can get settled there, maybe have a nice quiet night." Dezmond kind of looks around and goes, "That is a superb idea, my man. Let's go." And unless any of you are going to refuse and insist on saying, Dezmond is going to lead the Professor, Fartug, Arena, and Felix towards Gemtown.
Before I leave, I'm going to go back to Devian and go over to Devian and say, "If you need anything else, ask, but do remember you owe me that favor." And I go out with them.
Yes. Don't worry, I don't forget. It's been 1,000 years, and I've been trying to forget a lot of things, but they just kind of stay up there in the noodle.
Yes, and over those years, I've done many things for you as you've done for me.
Have a good night, Felix.
You too.
Bye.
They don't seem very friendly.
Wow, break.
Wait,
Hey,
I'm sorry, who's
people
that?
become friends for very different reasons. Have you seen how Felix treats most people yet?
Like,
This is very friendly.
I don't know. He seems kind of just.
I'm just gonna say he's had experience with betrayal, so he kind of like keeps people at a distance until he can officially trust them enough to let them into his circle of friendship. So he's not a very friendly person.
Yeah.
Right. I actually need to look up some stuff that I wrote down for Jorn's conversation.
Should we all deafen ourselves?
Want the short of it?
No, you should probably be okay.
Okay.
Unless Martin, you'd like everybody to deafen themselves.
It will become relevant to the party some point anyways, so...
Okay.
Oh.
I think I've heard most of this anyways.
Yeah, you stayed behind the first time and you eavesdropped. Unknown to Jorn and everyone else. After everybody leaves the Mermaids Call and heads for Gemtown, Mukt and Devian look at each other, then back at you. And Mukt begins to speak and says, I will say we do not have much to go on, as you did leave us with the request like about 12 hours ago, so we don't really have the information that you requested. We did already send somebody searching for it, though.
I find this reasonable. We did turn out to finish this task a lot quicker than expected.
So you have two options. The spy we sent out, his name is... Reading a page. The spy we sent out's name is Regain. He's actually one of our most proficient. He did a quick sweep of town and found out that Valkergak is actually rumoredly somewhere in Iberian at the moment. So he's sent to go to a port in Talagon to find a ship that can take him there. You have two options. You can wait to see if he comes back, get the information then, or you can follow and see if you can catch up to him in time and take the ship with him.
Well, I'm thinking there's nothing else really much to do. How long do you think he would generally be?
It depends. We planned on getting you the information in about a week, so worst case scenario, he'll be back in 7 days. Sorry, not worst case scenario. At the most, he'd be back in 7 days. But problems do arise. It's possible that he may not come back. You don't really send people after Valkergak and always expect them to return.
I would say then, I think for a quest like this, good preparation will be needed. So we'll wait for him, and if he doesn't come back in 7 days, if you could just point us in the direction you suspect him to be, and we would be on our way.
Absolutely. I guess I'll see you soon.
Yes.
If you need anything else or are looking for any more work in the time, remember, we're right here and always hiring.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
While this short conversation goes on between Jorn, Mukt, and Davian, the rest of you are beginning to be led through Rogue's Passage by Dezmond Ethereum, and you see there are a lot of scuff marks and a couple of bodies in the streets that are that show that something more outside of the chaos caused inside the bound court and inside the Mermaids Call happened. You see many men on the ground and women wearing the black robes and various chains assigned with a bound court, looking like they have done combat with a lot of the Mermaids Call's men wearing the coral and scale-like patterned armor of vibrant colors and the long spears with the three-pronged heads that come up the end that have all kind of... It looks like a small faction war has taken place over the course of the night. You all eventually move throughout the town, getting your way to Gemtown. Jorn, that conversation wasn't particularly long. Would you speed to catch up to the rest of the group, or would you kind of stay back and stay behind them?
I would try to catch up. We probably was less than a minute long of a conversation.
Okay, so you quickly, Jorn quickly rejoins you, going through the stone-covered town. Sorry, the stone-built town. The several floating islands around you, holding a couple of structures low, and then the much larger sky opening up to reveal many more small floating rocks and other larger structures. As you walk through the town, you're greeted by the dimmed lights, fresh air, and the absence of a cramped space is so lovely when you haven't been able to really revel in it in some time. You went from being in an underground vault to being trapped and fighting for your life inside of a closed building. So just being outside and not feeling in danger is a nice experience. After you get to your destination, Gemtown, you see this large gold-accented building with these bright green flags and glowing lights, and you hear raucous laughter coming from inside as Dezmond Ethereum opens up into this big open building. You see these luxurious pillows and drapes all around the room, voice laughter, piano players sit in the distance kind of tapping away at their instruments. People run around, drinking, laughing, just having a grand old time. Welcome to my home!
Seems pretty classy.
Oh, we're all classy here.
Not my style.
Big surprise!
Oh,
Was it obvious?
Yeah, and he kind of like makes the shape of the beak of the plague's mask in front of him.
I've had my fair share of combating diseases, so this helps. Stench is
Hey man,
disgusting.
I'm just saying, stylistic choices are personal preference, and this is mine, and you're in my home, so I'd hope you'd respect mine.
Not disrespecting it, I'm just saying I would prefer not to be like this.
Let's get you set up in a room that might suit your comfort level then.
Yes, I need to do some stuff as well.
Okay, is there anything else anybody would like to do before Dezmond takes you off to your rooms that night?
No, I think Jorn's pretty much got what he wants this done. He's probably just going to go to his room, start cleaning his weapon, you know, tidying up.
Do the very militaristic approach of like folding the bed corners, desanitizing all of your equipment, making sure everything is prepared and ready for the morning,
No,
and just
I
be
need
very
I need to
organized and direct.
I just need to make sure, you know, there's a lot of blood on my my maul now. The inside of my shotgun barrels can get pretty dirty. I don't want it to jam, even though
Especially when, you know, like cannons are misting people.
Yeah.
I just throw my bag against the wall and jump on the bed and sleep.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could go back and see what it would take to take Devian up on those arcane lesson offers.
Okay, that night you're able to wander your way back through the street. For most people, it might be a challenge to navigate a town that's kind of built like with no real city structure, but you're a seasoned adventurer of this, not just this area, but the whole region in general. You're used to far more chaotic places than this. So weaving through the streets, you are able to make your way back to the Mermaids Call. Devian is still sitting there and looks up at you and goes, "Oh, welcome back."
I was wondering if I could take you up on those arcane lessons you offered. I understand it'll take a week or two, but still.
You know what? I might only be able to show you the basics in that time, but
That's fine.
let's see what we can do. Why don't you come back tomorrow and we'll just start afresh, and I'll show you what I know for now.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Then
welcome.
I'll just head back.
Okay. You head back and have a nice rest. Anything else anybody want to do?
Before I sleep, I'd like to try and investigate one of the vials I've acquired.
Where did you acquire these vials?
What?
The demon I slayed.
Right.
I have 3 vials of black magical dust, and I'd like to
Okay,
investigate at least one of them.
You can make a religion or arcane check.
I'm definitely doing arcane. I have a +6 in that. That's a 17. Math. That would be 24.
Okay.
Now you get to reveal what you don't want to reveal.
No. I'm just trying to figure out what this would tell you and whether it's actually important to the campaign at large. You were uncertain of what this type of creature was when you first encountered it, just from the passing glances and very vague figures. This is a Yugoloth in nature. It is a fiend that is not devil or demon. It is effectively a cosmic mercenary that just does evil and gets paid for it because, you know, do what you love and get paid well for it. Even being a minor, there are 2 types of these demons. They're colloquially called infiltrator demons, but let me find you the actual term I came up with for them. Just a moment.
Oh, this is a homebrew?
It's a homebrew. This
Oh,
is
okay.
not.
Did we not discuss?
Where have I heard that term before then?
What term?
Yugoloth.
No, Yugoloth is a actual D&D, actual monster from D&D. The type of Yugoloth is homebrew.
I see. Okay, it's not just me misremembering 500,000 things.
No. The Yugoloth is an actual thing.
I'm curious and I want to look it up.
I will straight up send you the stat block.
Is this on Discord?
No, I'm gonna send it to you. So these particular creatures are called Ilgratiothai, which actually translates roughly from a mixture of celestial and fiendish languages to mean minor infiltrator. There are two types of this species. That are separated by power level, and this is the far weaker version. While it is the weaker of the two species, it would still require a creature of great magical potential in order to summon and actually control one. So you could probably deduce on your own that Kevildian, the hammer first tusk gorging leader of the Bound Court, probably was not the one to actually summon these creatures, even though he was most certainly using them for his own ends.
And where did you send this? I'm sorry, I can't find it.
Sorry, no, I haven't sent it yet. I'm sending
Okay.
it to you now. I'm just going to copy and paste it into the actual handout section of the chat, just because I don't want to go through the hassle.
Oh, wow.
Boom! Stat block!
Oh,
They're quite
Okay.
weak.
Yeah, no, the strength score of 1. You also learn that it has all of these abilities.
So I know all of
I feel like
this.
we shouldn't know that. I mean,
No,
we
only
know it,
Zaccardi should
Eric.
know this. So anybody who's reading it right now is cheating.
You should have just sent it to me
Oh.
personally then.
oops.
I know, I'm joking. I honestly don't mind if you know.
Well,
Realistically, I
no.
believe that all of you are capable of separating what your character knows and you know.
Yes.
So now that I know this, I'm going to be like, well, this is interesting, and I'm going to write it in my book on the
Wait,
back
how
on the
can we
back
change
section of
the
it.
Ability to learn this. What is giving him this knowledge?
He's a very studied man who can study some dust.
Also, before Jorn,
And disease.
Jorn's gonna be
What?
like looking through his bag before if we're done this portion. Jorn's going to like finish up. He's going to go into his bag. There's also something he picked up way back when in the first mission. He's going to look at the bull letter. The letter of the bull stamp he picked up from the vault.
Oh,
Yes.
throw him
Okay.
back. That was like last year.
As you open the letter and reveal the parchment, you feel this very thick paper with very discolored ink. I believe I have a general idea of what the contents were supposed to be. Let me just go through notes here. This was from a good while ago.
See, it's gonna be like session 30 something. I'm gonna whip out another old thing, like, oh yeah, this is my
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, you're making me look it up.
Wow.
This is actually a letter from. Make a history check, actually, to see if you recognize this name. And give me advantage because you are directly linked to some of the events that have happened in this part of the world.
All right. History.
And Carter, we get a long rest, right?
Yes, you all get a long rest because you're going to be sleeping now.
19 minus 1, 18.
18. First things first, it was hard to recognize inside the vault when you were under so much pressure, but the bull's mark, you feel somewhat familiar. Your brain takes you back to your service with Vass and Rye, mission briefings, and just information detail.
Should this be
You
information?
remember...
Is this information
Pardon?
the party? Is this information the party should know? Like the demons.
like no. It's not going to reveal anything about you. It's
Okay.
just this is how you. It sparks your knowledge.
Ah, okay.
Thinking back, you don't recognize it at first, but once you see the name Austin Vent, your brain clicks. One of the details in the letter are from one of the Austin Vents, a noble family of the Kingdom of Iberian. They are a part of the they are the rulers of the most southern city in the area called Mossborough. And the details of this letter are somewhat concerning, as it effectively details out the head of household. I'm trying to pull up his name now. Sorry for the murmuring to try and stall for time.
DM problem.
Austin Vance. Names are under the city of Mossborough. Is actually from their main head of household, Thesirolith. They are a elven family, believably of note, that apparently, if the contents of this letter are to be believed, are inquiring with the bound court about their procurement of several
the bound court, or like the
yeah, so I'm trying to make this sound flowery, so I'm confusing a lot of information for you. Effectively, what is detailed in this letter is members of the Austin family, like the head members of this royal family, are inquiring about procuring people. Like the illegal shipment of restrained and trafficking people for their... It is unclear why they want them. However, this is probably something that the Coral was holding on for blackmail purposes, if necessary. That a royal family is inquiring about human trafficking and how they would procure people so that they may have known.
Would make sense why it'd be in a locked box in a vault.
Yes. It is. Give me a insight check on this letter as you're reading it, just to kind of see what you can discover. See what you can discover about the mentality of the people who are writing it.
8.
You've never really dug into information like this before. It's not particularly like your main purpose. So a lot of the nuances that are lost on you, but this is definitely a very high person inquiring about doing a very bad thing. Could be useful in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, so Jordan's just gonna like slide it like back to a note on my paper that like the letter's now been opened, but he's gonna slide it back into the envelope and just like slide it in a secure spot in his bag. Like, might be relevant later.
Got it.
Who knows? Maybe he will be. Jordan will be the one doing the blackmailing.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Nope.
Okay. As you all settle down for the night.
We're like in the middle of like our sleep. We're going to be suddenly woken up like the Mario sound of like leveling up, like do.
Okay. You hear the crackles of thunder and lightning overhead as rain begins to fall down throughout the territory. Professor, do me a favor and make a wisdom check.
I don't do favors. I do stuff with my own will.
Okay, I order you as the DM to make a wisdom check.
I was about to say, it's either going to be me or Professor who's going to be waking up because our patrons are deciding to like show themselves for some reason.
I don't know where my dice.
Surprise, you guys are sleep fighting each other. It's like sleepwalking, but you're having a full-on spell duel.
Yeah, it turns out the building was just...
I'd just be arguing with my patron.
Yeah. Considering...
I'd be arguing with my patron.
Wait, a D10?
No, make a
Yeah.
wisdom check.
It turns out, considering the place we're sleeping at, it would be unsurprising that a druggy gas would be emitted to the air that would make everyone sleep violent, like,
Yeah, no.
just for kicks and giggles, like.
Awesome. What is that? Wisdom? Oh, a natural 20.
Hey.
My phone's gonna die.
You have had a very strange and harsh couple of days.
Why is
And
that?
normally at this time, you feel as if a certain friend you know would make contact.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
But for some
buddy?
reason, you feel your mind is quiet and you sleep throughout the night without issue.
That's not true. I don't sleep.
Oh, right, you
do
don't sleep.
You just do
You
light
stare
activities.
into the corner of a room without issue.
There. And
Pretty, you do sleep. You don't dream.
I don't think that's true.
Would you like us to look up the stats and nature of your
I
race?
believe it's something like what Owen's saying, except I believe it's I don't sleep. I just have visions of my
Oh.
spirit's past life.
Yeah, no, you don't dream. You just like enter the spiritual realm and like
And I sleep.
I think.
And
I sort of sleep.
I
sleep, but
apologize, I misspoke. You have no visions of the spiritual realm or your spirit's personal realm.
Yes, past life.
It is quiet, it is uneventful. And as
Can
the
I
morning
see-
comes, the rain begins to slow and stop, and you all arise and wake.
I'm just gonna turn my camera off for 1 second. Oh, there.
Dang it, Brad.
That was terrible
I know.
timing.
I'm ruining the whole stream.
No, you're not ruining the stream, but Martin's probably going to have to readjust things.
No,
Yes.
Yes.
Fix your camera, fix your camera, fix your camera.
Okay, do you want my phone to die in the middle of the stream, or do
Yes.
you want
Why don't you just plug it in?
Oh.
my plug-in charger died?
The galaxy brain plays.
Are you trying to tell me your charger died? You might need to get
Unfortunately
It's
true.
possible that he is recording in a space inaccessible to an outlet, so he needs
No,
to use a
no,
portable
I-
charger to charge his phone.
No, my literal charger died. Like,
Antifreeze.
You
The
should get a.
Oh, like the straight up like cable stopped working. Okay, I'm
yeah, the
sorry.
cables.
Carter
I won't
and
be an
somewhat
ass
Brad.
next time.
So Kalishtar sleep, but they don't connect with the planes of dreams as other creatures do. Instead, their minds draw from the memories of their otherworldly spirit while they sleep. And then it goes into like they can't be sent to the sleep. They can't go to sleep because of the dream spell, but they can from the sleep spell.
Got
So
it.
it's the memories of the spirit, which is what he doesn't connect with.
Yes. You see no memories. You feel no vision. It is just
No,
darkness, and you
So
are
is that-
quiet. Your
Yes.
brain is kind of peaceful.
My...
Yeah, I wish I could have.
Brad,
You know what?
what?
I'm just gonna keep going while he fixes stuff.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
just-
anything
I'm-
anybody would like to do in the week that that follows?
Probably just recollect my thoughts on the whole everything of being with these people.
Okay.
I'm gonna help around the tavern and make sure everything is going smoothly. So when I leave, they can kind of get back to where they were.
Okay. You help out around the Mermaids Call as much as possible. Devian comes down and talks to you occasionally. However, for the most part, you're mainly helping out the bartender kind of rebuild, restructure, and just make sure that everything is ready so customers and business can resume as normal.
There were a few things I wanted to do.
Arena, you spend most of your days practicing and learning arcane magic from Devian. When you do so, she takes you through the inverted fishbowl up into the grander surface of the rest of the barbed corals fortress. She takes you to a tall tower, which she shares as a home with her husband. He is polite enough to leave while she assists you and teaches you. She brings you to laboratories and shows you the ways of the arcane magics.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular you'd like to try and learn while you're there, or do you just want the general, like, these are the basics?
Nothing in particular. Yeah, nothing special. At least off the
Okay.
top of my head.
You're fine, you
Actually-
work. Oh,
No, I don't think I can learn that. Something I want to learn, but I don't think I can.
what do you want to learn?
Try teleport. Not specifically that spell, but
Oh, because she phased Zaccardi in and out of existence.
Yeah.
Ah. You know, child, I think you might be a little early for that type of power, but you know what?
Oh.
Swing by before you leave town. I think I might have something that you could use once you are ready to learn.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Arena, you said you might have other stuff you might want to do before you leave town?
Yeah. Wondering if I can buy some more rope. I
Oh,
have a feeling that's going to
absolutely.
come in
Just general goods store, or are you looking for anything fancy?
I'm looking for silk rope specifically because I know that's lighter.
Okay, yeah, no, easy enough. Are you going shopping with anybody else, or are you just going by yourself?
Depends on if anyone else wants to go shopping.
I want to go shopping.
Let's go shopping. Shopping.
Shopping episode. Okay.
Those two then.
Jorn?
If anything,
Okay,
I'd be going to a potion shop or a laboratory of sorts.
Okay.
Go shopping.
Jorn's going to see if he can find anyone of any engineering profession, whether it be arcane in origin or otherwise.
It's possible, but also at the time rather unlucky. I mean, unlikely. Let's see how lucky Jorn is. Just give me a straight charisma roll.
Charisma. Ooh.
Just as a stand-in for your luck.
Okay.
8. I'm switching dice.
Unfortunately, you talk throughout the town and you are unable to really find anyone who really knows much about machinery or
General
arcanical design in nature.
Yeah. All right.
They are unfortunately rare skills, and unfortunately, when you're in a part of the world where resources are scarce, it's going to be difficult to find those people. The only person you've met so far with much arcane like ability has been Davian Mukt and Auric. So those are probably your 3 magic people. You are uncertain about actual physical engineering. Let's go to Arena, Fartug, and the Professor. There is a particular store in Rogue's Passage where
I'll
almost
be right back.
all merchandise passes through. Sorry, Martin, were you saying something?
I'll be right back. I just need to grab something.
Fine.
Got it. There is a store inside Rogue's Passage called the Badger's Pouch. It is effectively like the head
Dollar
fence of all the stolen goods that kind of flow through Rogue's Passage. So if something is bought or sold or needs to be changed, it pretty much goes through this store. So they've pretty much got everything. They've got general goods. They've got a mix of any other object you might be looking for. There are a couple shops around Rogue's Passage that do specialize in other more particular items, but generally if you're just not sure what you're looking for, or if you just need some basic materials, this is where you'd go. As you walk into the large stone building, you enter to see a large vaulted ceiling, beams holding it in position. A couple of birds have nested above, and you hear the tweeting above, and you see rows and rows and rows of different merchandise. Arena. It's easy enough to find, like a section with different types of climbing materials. There are pitons, crampons, different types of things you can attach to your hand in order to have a sturdier grip or to actually anchor onto stones, rocks. You physically are kind of a expert climber already, so they're not particularly tools you need, but rope is easy enough to find. How much do you want is the question.
100 feet.
100 feet? Well, let's find out how much that will cost you.
100 gold? That seems fair.
Wait, we each got 30 platinum, right?
I mean, effectively.
100 feet of silk rope. The question is, do I remember where rope is? That's rope.
Be in Player's Handbook.
Silk. Yes, I know. That's what I'm looking in. So it
You're
is
welcome.
10 gold pieces per 50
Player,
feet, so it'll be 20 gold pieces for the 100 feet of silk rope.
That's a scam.
Okay.
19.
Ryder, we all got 30 pieces of platinum, right?
You guys got 300 pieces of gold. Felix is the only one who got their payment in platinum.
Oh.
But it's still the same, right? It's...
Yes, it is. It is the equivalent.
Well, one looks better.
Well, actually, Jorn got nothing. You all did see him get nothing. He's poor. Arena, is there anything else any of you are going to be looking for while you're in the store?
Yes, I want to look for something to level me up more.
You know the level potion? It's the potion that gives you 3 free player character levels?
Yes.
EXP!
You got leather gloves here?
You walk up to a clerk sitting behind a desk. There's an abacus sitting on the table and several ledgers. Oh my god, I hate that.
Do you have leather gloves?
Who's standing there? Who kind of you see this hunched over elderly tabaxi woman with this long like tuft of fur at the tip of her chin. She just looks down and goes, "Okay, dearie, leather gloves."
Skyrim.
I'm sure we've got them somewhere. And she kind of pulls this cane out and starts walking down the aisles. She eventually finds a pair of leather gloves for you. How nice do you want these gloves to be?
Pretty pristine, but I happen to notice that cane you got there is in pretty rough shape.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yes, it may have seen better days, but you know what? So have I. So we've been through a lot together.
Is that so? Well,
Here it comes.
I happen to know someone who might be able to help you out. You know, if you are looking for maybe an upgrade on that pole.
Okay.
I don't know if I've been looking for an upgrade, but I guess it has been hurting my hands. You know, wooden pole gets old, starts to splinter a little bit.
I have a question for Marshal.
Yeah.
Does the pole, is it just set at 10 feet, or can it be adjusted?
It's 10 feet. It's
Because
just...
I highly doubt that this old lady is 10 feet.
No, you just hold on to it. It's 10 feet.
With the hunch, she's probably around 5'4". As a tabaxi, she'd probably be a little bit taller than the average human woman, but with the hunch, she's staying down there.
Wait, how tall is the ceiling?
Oh, it's massive. This is a very large open room with a tall vaulted ceiling. It's probably 30, 40 feet high.
Good. Well, as you can see, I take out my 10-foot pole. You know, if you ever need me, here's my card. I do everything. I make all sorts of 10-foot poles. You give me a material, I'll make you a 10-foot pole.
You see, she takes the card from you and looks at it and kind of flips it over. Wait a second. She looks at you. She looks at the card. Give me one moment. Meet me by the counter. And you see she kind of hobbles off into one of the aisles.
It better not be like a wanted poster.
I so hope there is.
Do you go?
Yeah.
Do you go and wait by the counter?
Wanted.
Sure, I'll go over there.
Con man.
You go over and stand by the counter. You see, after a couple of minutes, she comes hobbling back over, cane in hand, with a box under her other arm, and kind of pulls it out and goes. When you see all this dust flies off, and when she holds up the box towards you, you see something that you almost forgot about. You see a box with a very familiar cowboy-hatted goblin on the front, wearing a sharp clothing and kind of like a very expressive, like, hey, how you doing kind of like posture. And you see scrawled across the box is...
As he looks up,
Fartug's 10-foot pole expansion kit. A product that your company had made a couple years back that apparently this store still has a copy
Oh my
of.
god.
It's a relic.
That thing's worth a fortune.
That's a relic.
I will say, it's not every day that you get the product maker inside your shop, but I will say I would be very, very interested in having a 10-foot pole made by the Fartug himself.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I haven't seen that brand in hold on. It's been too long. Oh. But
Now, how about this? How about this? I had this sitting around for a while. I give you this bad boy, and you refashion my cane here into a lovely 10-foot pole.
You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll take that cane off your hands too. You're not gonna need that where you're going with this.
Well, yeah, I'd expect you to take the cane off my hands. I'm asking you to reform it, reuse its materials to craft me a mighty fine 10-foot pole.
You're
All
going
right,
to choke me
perfect.
to death.
oh my god.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it, right? I'm gonna take the cane. I'm gonna turn around with the cane, and I'm
Yep.
gonna, like, you know how there's a little like curled.
Yeah, it's the curl and the
cane?
knot of the cane.
Let's see. Do I have any form of magic? I want to see if I can like strength and like kind of either like see if I can straighten that out to like the best of my ability.
How are you doing this?
This, like this.
Like physically with your body?
Yeah, like that.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Oh,
I have
dear.
a 10 in strength. Oh, wait. Is a 9.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, I'm gonna have to. You know what? Here's what I'll do. When I get back to my glorious position back in my company, I will. This will be the first cane I will make. For now, I'm gonna have to lend you with this. This is my 10-foot pole. I'll give it to her. This is the one 10-foot pole I've been using since I left the company. And now
Kind of
I
holds it in her
bestow
hand and spins it around. It is mighty fine. Oh, and I
Well-
see it's even been signed. Mm.
This is
Collector's item.
This doesn't happen every day. No, but I will take this.
Make
I
a
will take-
persuasion check.
Oh,
This I got it. We've done a lot without rolling.
What
Let's
store is
see
this?
whether you can convince her.
okay, 26.
Oh, God.
She is mega.
You're right, sweetheart. It's not every day that you meet the man himself. And she kind of like jauntily like rubs your head through the hat. And she kind of hands the box over to you and goes, maybe it'll remind you of better days.
Oh, thank you so much. I hug her.
So I am now going to send you
To Brazil.
the Fartug 10-foot pole expansion kit.
Oh my! Wait, is this a legit?
This is the thing I was finishing before the stream started.
No way.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I thought this was made on the spot. I want to see this.
Nope.
Marshall,
I'm putting
Marshall,
it in handouts, okay, Marshall?
Okay.
Marshall, I have a question. Did you put this in your backstory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can this
So the
be...
Fartug 10-foot pole expansion kit is an uncommon, wondrous item. The box of attachments can be used in conjunction with any Fartug brand 10-foot pole to expand its extensive usefulness. It takes a bonus action to change attachments on your 10-foot pole. When you have an attachment equipped to your 10-foot pole, you can take the corresponding action to the attachment. With these attachments, you can use the following actions. You can use the bolo attachment. This retracting rope threads through the end of your 10-foot pole and can be used to restrain and subdue large or smaller creatures at a distance. With this attachment, you can make the grapple attack with a 10-foot range, and you can use dexterity for the check instead of strength. That should say strength, not reach. There's the claw attachment to your 10-foot pole. This rudimentary claw attachment can be used to pick up, move, and manipulate small items that are 5 pounds or less at a distance of up to 10 feet. And then there's the anchor attachment. On the end of the pole is equipped with a small spike designed to hold it in place. When stuck into solid surfaces, when anchored, the pole can hold up to 200 pounds.
Dang.
Okay then.
I mean, I already know what it
Murtog.
does. But...
The mega.
Oh my god, it's been found. There's only so many of these in existence.
I will say, this is a product that you made a while ago with your company. This is like one of your first kind of upstarty items that you made in conjunction with which of course the glorious 10-foot pole, and it's kind of bittersweet almost to see it in this state, because like it's fond memories, but at the same time it's kind of a reminder of what you've lost.
Oh, I'm gonna keep this like close to me in my backpack.
But unfortunately, you don't have your 10-foot pole anymore.
You know what? This will remind me to get back.
You can use his magic ability to conjure one over an hour.
I mean, also the man, like, is the one who designed the 10-foot pole. Like, can't be that hard just to get another.
That is true.
It takes time, Martin. Okay.
Professor, is there anything you're looking for in the store today?
Is there a potential, like a potential library that sells maybe some like magic books that can like teach me spells or something?
The Cave of Forbidden Knowledge.
Is that the name?
This is a thieves' town, so generally, if there's something in the world, somebody's probably hoarding a little bit of it.
Okay.
You can't find it specifically in the Badger's pouch, but leaving the store. Before we leave the store, Arena, is there anything else you'd want to look for besides the silk rope?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to look for books too, but oh well.
Oh,
I'll
more
deal with that
magic
later.
books? Okay.
We can.
So if you're looking for magic books, then you and the professor can both make off in the same direction.
I was also wondering if I could maybe sell the leather armor I have.
Then you're gonna die.
The store does buy and sell from all members of Rogue's Passage. So you make your way up to the stand where Fartug has just completed his business. You now
His
see the
extortion.
old tabaxi woman with a large
What the
tuft
hell
of
are you
hair,
doing?
now holding a 10-foot pole in
Oh
front
my
of
God.
you, staring you down, going, "So, sweetheart, how can I help you today?"
You are a fool.
I was wondering if I could sell my armor. If
Well,
things like that.
armor is always needed and always a hot item to move. So let's see what we got here. You see she kind of takes the leather armor from you and begins looking over it, like finally going through all of it. How old is this armor, out of curiosity?
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Actually, that seems. No, yeah, that makes sense.
As she paws over it, pun not intended.
What?
because she's a tabaxi, so she has paws. No, okay, never mind. Okay.
No.
Okay. As she goes over it, you hear her kind of mutter occasionally, stitching slightly ripped and little stuffed. Let me consult my ledger and see how much I can sell it for.
You pull up the right page too.
Yeah, I actually opened to the right page. I could give you maybe 7 gold pieces for it.
Why?
I mean, pristine only gets 10, so... And I've got a resell plus slight damaging... What?
I wasn't expecting that much for it anyways. That's fine.
Okay, well... Sweetheart, there you are. She hands you the 7 gold pieces and takes the armor from you.
There we go.
Anything else?
Do you have
by
any magic
chance-
books?
Ah, God, you're so tall. Not at this store, but I think if you go several streets down, what is it called? What is that Coops called his shop? I think it's the Pseudo Dragon's Tail. It's a couple stores down. You'll probably be able to find some magic books there.
So what's the store again? With the
This is the Badger's Pouch, my dear.
I don't think Jordan's there right now.
No, he's not.
Yeah. So that's the Badger's Pouch. What's like the general idea of what they sell?
They kind of sell a little bit of everything. Like, they're the general goods. Sometimes have adventuring equipment. Like, there's a lot of things that are stolen and brought to Rogue's Passage to be resold and redistributed. The Badgers, and a lot of those things find specific buyers across the world. The Badger's Pouch is kind of where all the excess surplus and like general goods that are stolen goes to be redistributed and resold to the town. So it's kind of like a massive general store that might occasionally have a couple more interesting items. Like antique 10-foot pole attachments.
This is going to be around the time because Jordan's right now actually looking for some like various items because his equipment does require very specific things, and I'm imagining the standard local blacksmith isn't really going to have anything that's going to pertain to his sort of gear.
Not unless they're from Vassenrau.
Yep. So he's going to walk in and just start looking around, looking for maybe like shotgun ammunition or
inside the Badger's Pouch.
Yeah, or even just some like technology from Vassenrau that may have gotten pulled in.
Okay. As the rest of you leave, I'm gonna go and deal with the magic store first. This is also probably where you would find potions and other ingredients like such. So Felix, you probably would have arrived here a little bit earlier.
All right.
Before Arena and the professor show up, Felix, you walk into the Pseudo Dragon's Tail, which is this very purple aesthetic shop. Like it's an uncomfortably large amount of purple. Like they're like drapes, couch cushions, like furniture, like everything has been painted purple, like it's standing inside of a blueberry.
Does it happen?
Hold up.
Does it happen?
Hold up.
A tower?
No, there's not a tower. Unfortunately, not. No. Inside this shop, Felix, you've been here a couple times before. You know the gnome proprietor who has kind of this, like, is balding on the top, but has this, like, puffed out white hair that kind of almost, like, antlers down to the side. He has the long beard that
I have silver
into
hair.
his waistband. And is also wearing, like, thick purple robes and kind of looks up at you and goes, what do you want?
I've come to restock my supplies. Maybe you've learned something that I could use, but I highly doubt that from the last time we visited.
Yeah, I remember you. Arrogant prick. What do you need?
Kill
The
us.
curse. You remember that?
The curse.
Oh, I remember you know this. I've told you this many times, you senile piece of crap.
I remember.
No respect.
If it is indeed the curse we're talking about.
The one in my chest.
Yes.
feel like you should be
The one in
knowing
your
that.
chest.
I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
have any-
Unfortunately, I am but a humble merchant. Not a
And yet you hear
worthier-
nothing of gossip
the
that comes around the
plainer
street.
scholar.
You know nothing of talking around the streets and everything because you don't
Nothing.
listen. You don't give two craps. Now,
You're right, I don't.
vials
really don't.
and experimental supplies. The usual.
Just the general use? Okay.
Yes.
Are you just looking for like alchemist supplies or
Kind of like close to alchemist supplies, more specifically towards diseases and figuring out what substances are.
okay, so like you can probably find just like a general like chemist's kit and like herbalism
I've been
kit
here
and
before.
like all-
I know he has it. I'm grabbing what I usually get.
yeah, you can grab your like usual stockpile of supplies. It'll probably come like depending on how extravagant or how like reliable you want the stuff to be. It can range anywhere from like 30 to 50 gold pieces. Like the items are not typical, which is why he normally like jacks the price up.
I know. And so how much is he charging me for my usual, which would probably be around the more decent items?
Okay, around the more decent items, we're probably gonna be talking like 35 gold pieces.
That'll be 35, so 3 platinum and 50 silver.
Yeah.
So I give him the 3
Well, it'll
platinum
be 3 platinum and 5 silver.
and 5 silver?
Oh wait, no, 50 silver. Yeah, 50 silver.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because
Sorry.
5 gold is 10, 5 gold would be 50 silver,
Yeah.
so I have 50 silver. I will give him the 50 silver and 3 gold, so I'm now down to 3 platinum, so 27 platinum pieces. And yep. What do I get? Alchemist supplies, medium quality.
You know what? Specifically for your character, let's improvise a new item that's called biological surveyor supplies. It's a series of items specifically designed by you, not specifically designed, but specifically combined by you in order to be used to study disease and other biological materials that are much smaller than most minds would think of.
And the quality level, which I put like above average.
Yeah, above average.
And I just bought 1 set of it, so I have 1 of that. Okay, I'm all good.
And it's around this point in time where Arena and the professor would walk in.
Okay.
I would be surprised, but I'm not.
No, you shouldn't be.
You be quiet.
So, how can I help the two of you?
We're looking for magic items and books.
Items and books.
And stuff.
Around you, find whatever you'd like. You see around the shop, and besides the assaulting purple color of the entire inside of the room,
I love it.
which is almost disorientating in the amount of like monochromatic tone the rune is. You see there are various walls and shelves of books of like wizard tomes that are like introductory to all the schools of magic. There are like also basic books about arcane craftsmanship. There's theoretical books about the study of celestial and religious-based crafting. There's a couple of books that you do not recognize that seem to be more experimental versions of magic.
Before I leave to go back to the Mermaid's Call, I'm just gonna shout over my shoulder, "Be careful, he likes to upcharge a lot of people."
Oh, shut up.
No.
You be quiet, I know you'll do this. And I leave.
Thank you.
Would there have been any books that Devian would have recommended?
There's probably like the Yeah, she would have recommended a couple of you that are just kind of like general practice and general use. There are definitely a handful of books like definitely written about like not just the beginning of arcane magic, but also just like the basic and more complex like theories of arcane practice, of how they're all tied into the natural world and the rules that they follow in order to, so that you can study, understand, and then manipulate them.
Okay.
You're pretty much going to you're pretty much like going to a like college store and buying physics textbooks.
That's what I expected.
Like you're doing the D&D equivalent of like going to a store and buying physics textbooks.
Does he have anything on Eldritch magic?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, just
like
shoot the
Arena.
board.
Are you looking like when you talk to Devian? Are you looking for just like the rudimentary books of understanding, or are you looking into specific fields of study of magic?
15.
A little bit of the rudimentary stuff, but like the only way I can use this is using words that are probably not the best for this, but using the conjuration and I think it's enchantment schools of magic.
Okay. Yeah, there are a handful of books about like the rules of enchantment, and especially there are a bunch about like learning to enchant specific items and like the craftsmanship that has to go into it, and about substances to be used. There are various just kind of general knowledge books that one could obtain. And there are a handful of tomes you see that actually carry a handful of spells.
Sorry, not enchantment. Whatever it is, transmutation.
Transmutation, yes. Either way, for all of the schools, there are like general knowledge books. There are also like a handful that are more specific, like spellcraft oriented, that might actually contain a few useful spells.
Okay.
I rolled a 16 on the intel check, by the way.
A 16. Going through the books, it almost missed your eye because the book and tome is actually a deep purple that almost matches the wall. But on the very end, you find this book that has a spine of that like pure purple that you pull off and see that the covers of the books have this kind of much darker tone and kind of like almost luminesce in certain areas, and other parts of it almost like absorb the light to create like a pure, almost complete pitch black darkness. And there is no title to the book. It is just kind of blank as you see the cover there.
Can I open it?
Yeah, you open it and you see kind of just a series of scribblings in what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Curie, Elvish, Eldritch, and Orcish.
Did you say Eldritch?
Yes.
Like deep speech or?
Yes, deep speech.
Deep speech, okay. You do recognize the text as deep speech. You hear the gnome call to you over your shoulder and just be like, nobody can even read that dribble.
I just start speaking it like in deep, like.
Just the disturbing, like, Cthulhuian voice just erupting from your throat. You see that gnome just go. He looks at you, Arena, and goes, I think there's something wrong with your friend.
I think he has a few problems with him.
Yeah, but if you If you peruse the first couple of pages, it seems to almost be a journal written by a mind flayer. It's a very strange read.
Okay. Is there anything like? Does it give me anything? No? It's just a book. No magic.
Make an Arcana check.
An arcane. Think I have proficiency in that. 17.
Okay, let me check something. So now there's like a specific thing I have to look up.
Oh no. There's no magic items in this shop, is there? Just books. Well,
There are a handful of items that kind of peruse the outer layer of the shop. You know,
good.
there's a large jug with like many corked areas. You see behind the counter there is a glass. There's a glass cover with a handful of fabric, different pieces of clothing that possibly is enchanted.
I'm just, looking for some specific. But
Looking through the first part of the book, you do get the feeling that whoever wrote this book was very practiced in arcane magic. And if you would assume that it is written by a mind flayer, that is extremely uncommon. Like, they mainly focus on the psionic power of the brain and the mind and how to use the mind to overpower your opponents and then consume their mind in order to strengthen their own and even their, like, elder brain hive mind. Arcane magic is almost seen, I believe, as selfish to mind flayers. So if this was written by a mind flayer who is interested in arcane magic, there is most certainly going to be a plethora of magical knowledge in there.
Okay.
Even the book itself, you can feel almost a radiating energy.
I asked him how much he wants for the book. No, nobody really ever wants to buy this, right? Because they can't read it. I'm the first, so just get it out of here, right? Just give it to me for cheap.
Make a persuasion check. He's gonna make a insight check.
Oh, and you should offer 1 more gold every deal he strikes.
24.
God. He looks at the book and looks at you. Aye, no one does want to buy it, but then again, some valuable things are only sought by those who can understand. I understand that I am not the most powerful man, but I am also not a fool. But then again...
Take it or leave it.
I beg to differ.
You're not here right now.
I'll give it to you for 70 gold pieces.
15.
You said 50?
15.
Oh, fuck no. Nope.
Demonetized!
No.
Demonetized! Demonetized!
No.
Demonetized!
It flipped out, okay?
Alright, see you guys next session.
Yeah, it's not like we make any money out of this. We just...
That is true.
If anything, YouTube lost money. No one cares if YouTube...
That is true. Okay.
YouTube is using their connection strength to host us on lives right now.
No.
Their fault.
YouTube's not watching right now.
I could not possibly part with it for 15. That is almost insulting. I'll tell you right, the lowest I could possibly go is 55.
You said 17, didn't you?
I said 70.
Oh,
I heard 17 as well.
No, 70. 70.
How about this? I've got this book here. I pull out my my tome that I get from my pact boon that has some spells in it, and I say, let's make a trade. I'll give you this, you get me that. It has some important knowledge in it.
I have to check something again.
Just hand him like a stack of blank pages with the cover on it.
No,
I think I know what you're gonna do, but I need to check to see whether he'd know as well. Yeah, those are probably the right stats.
See, it's funny. Once you started swearing, like 3 people joined on.
YouTube is like, okay, recommend.
It works. It
Ah!
works. Okay.
Hey, new people.
He grabs the book from the book you offer to him, and he kind of smells it a little bit and goes,
It is magical.
I do feel a great magical potential.
And it's got tentacles all over it, so enjoy.
Yeah.
It's purple. It's purple.
It's purple, and I do like purple.
Me too.
I'll take your book and your 15 gold.
Fine.
So he takes your book and your 15 gold in exchange for your. He takes your book and your 15 gold in exchange for the strange Alhoun written tome.
Cool.
Arena, are you just buying like a handful of general books? Also, make a perception check as you're perusing the shelves. I can speak.
Wow. Books. Heh. Imagine being able to read.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20. There is another book that kind of catches your eye. It's written by a wizard, and the title is a long, like, it's a title of like a theoretical scientific essay, so it's like a multi-sentence title, and the gist you get from it is it's almost like a wizard's perspective of clerical and holy magic to try and like break down like how clerics funnel their magic to almost like a science. It's just kind of
Grab
something
that.
interesting that catches your eye while you're collecting your basic tomes.
I'll grab that.
Okay.
If I don't understand, it seems like it might be interesting.
Got it. Out of all of the books that you got, did you get any books that might particularly have spells in them?
How many books am I buying here? Like one.
Okay, so you got like one that has there's a thicker volume that probably also contains some spells to memorize. Probably like a couple basic rudimentary tomes, and then the merger of arcane and holy magic. He looks at all the books you're perusing, and he's just like, you know what? You seem to be a little new, so let me just let me indoctrinate you with a good deal. Let's say 50 gold pieces for everything.
For everything? Sure.
Okay.
What?
Please have a good evening.
Oh, when
He
you do
kind
not
of
know
takes
the
the
art
gold
of the
from all of
deal.
you. He takes your book, the professor, and he hides it under his desk and sends you on your way.
Okay. So
Was I
I
just
guess I won't-
scammed?
I won't ask him
Absolutely.
if he has that or not.
Pardon, what were you saying, Professor?
Oh, it's fine. He probably doesn't have it.
What were you looking for?
Just a specific needle that does stuff when I
Descript.
stab myself with it. But he definitely won't have it.
Unless you're specific, I do not know what you are asking. Unless
I'm
you're
looking
specific, young
for-
man, I don't know what you're asking of me.
I'm looking for an Eldritch Claw tattoo. It's a needle that when imprinted on myself, I can use my unarmed strikes to essentially sweep tentacles at enemies 15 feet away.
Is that from a book?
It's from Tasha's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
I get a ranged melee attack and a big
What is it called?
Eldritch Claw tattoo.
Where is this? I need to find this.
It's in Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
I'm-
Tasha's
I
Hideous-
don't own the book, so...
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, was it? Like something like that?
Tasha's
Yeah.
Yeah, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That's what he's.
What was it
Turn.
called?
Claw-like forms of
Eldritch.
Eldritch Tattoo.
Eldritch
Magical-
Claw tattoo.
That's a great name.
You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. The weapon or
Oh yeah, there it is.
Your melee attack is an extra D6 force damage on a hit. You know, this is a long shot that he'd have such a specific
know.
item, so I'm gonna roll.
Can I proficiency that roll? Or not proficiency?
I give it bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
No, this is a general. This is not an ability check. This is not a saving throw. This is
Damn.
You give the store bardic inspiration.
you give the building bardic inspiration by climbing it.
I give the tower.
Yeah. That'd work.
As you peruse the magical items, you know, you see the jug with various corks. You see a couple of robes, a pair of very silken gloves, and you also see a bag of some kind underneath a glass display. Unfortunately, the specific item you do not find.
There's gonna be like a needle, and I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's it! And I'm gonna stab myself with it, and it's just gonna be like some.
You accidentally went into a
hypodermic-
seamstress shop.
Yes, hypodermic freaking
Just
drugged.
why did you just stab yourself with my knitting needle?
Is this one it? No.
I need
Is
that
this
to
one
make
it?
scarves.
Testing everyone.
It's
All right.
unfortunately the item you
Long
seek
shot.
for is not here.
Yeah, it was a long shot. Anywho, damn, I'll try again another day to become the tentacle man.
To become the tentacle? Okay. I believe that
Let's get out of
ends
here,
all
Owen.
of your inquiries about. Oh no, Jorn, you were searching the store to try and find any equipment related to Vassenrai. Make a investigation check.
The investigation.
We could just rob the store, honestly.
Yes, Brady. We could burn it down too.
We could get
6.
so much magical items. If we
6?
just robbed
Yeah,
the shop.
unfortunately nothing of your equipment here. It is very rare. It's a long shot they'd have any.
It's
But
all on the top
I will
shelf.
go ask the store clerks. I'm gonna walk up to the old woman.
yeah, I don't know anything of that particular nature. It's very uncommon that we do get things from Vassenrai. Most of that stuff is contracted and sold out to private collectors, or it doesn't really see our shop. But there's a handful of bins in the back left-hand corner where we just kind of put random stuff we don't understand. Feel free to take a look.
Jorn's gonna kind of give her a nod and walk on back there.
Okay. As you sift through the boxes there, you see all these like strange contraptions that are probably mostly like children's toys that were designed in Vassenrai, but like nobody really like, unless you were born there or you grew up with them, you wouldn't really know how they function or work together. Like it is kind of like a fun walk down memory lane for anybody who's from Vassenrai, with like the wind up men that kind of march across the table and small like little like whistles that can produce steam, or there's like a small like inner working of like a miniature steam engine as well that if you fill with water will heat and kind of like move. Like a lot of the toys in Vassenrai kind of are also like borderline trying to teach children engineering from a young age. So they're a very interesting like kind of breed of toy when you were trying to be educational at the same time.
And I'm guessing they probably looked at these, had no clue how to even remotely operate them, and just threw them in the bin.
With your childhood, yes, probably. As you sift through the bin, you eventually do find something on the bottom. You do find a single red shotgun shell.
Fantastic. It's better than nothing. Jorn's gonna.
It is also on a bandolier that has been punched and marked by the Vassenrai military.
A bandolier, you say?
Yeah, like a bandolier that where you would load like hold excess
Right.
shotgun shells on.
And there's just one.
The stamp on it does actually indicate that it did belong to, looking up people's names. This was the bandolier that did belong to Seath, the gentleman you did just re-meet in the bound court.
What? Small world.
So some of his stuff might have ended up here, but it appears that this is the only piece left. Somebody else might have come and taken the rest.
Jorn's going to take what's there. He's going to bring it over to the counter and see like what could be done with it. He's not going to point at the shotgun shells there. He's going to rest like the sieve into like on the table.
Okay,
It's
like the bandolier and
bandolier.
just set it down.
Yeah, he's gonna like set it down. Like, what would you say you would sell this for?
It is fine craftsmanship. I am uncertain of the purpose of such an item, but I guess maybe 3 gold pieces.
I don't see why not.
Wow.
Jorn sets 3 gold pieces on the table, and has the bandolier. He's actually going to put the bandolier on and start putting some shotgun shells there.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that all fine and dandy. The advantage of buying stuff from things that people who don't know the value of what you're buying.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you were buying those from literally anybody else, you would not have gotten off so lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do in the coming weeks?
Go back and channel my book.
What does that do, Brad, for the audience?
So the book I sold to the merchant in order to get the book I wanted, I can essentially just spend an hour and channel it to get it back and destroy the other one.
You gave him your Book of Shadows?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, easy enough. You channel your book and it reappears in your hand.
Does the other one just like explode or just like disappear?
It disintegrates.
It just
okay.
It like straight up turn. I'd say it would probably normally turn to ash, but in the case of the professor, it probably like dissolves into a purple goo and leaves like horrible stains on who's ever holding it.
What if you like tear apart?
We go back to the shop and he's like, I don't like you. You gave me this. He just shows his hands all purple.
Actually, the Alchemist shop is actually on Jorn's list of locations to visit. I'm presuming after this happens, like that Jorn's on his way over there.
Okay, you still have to shop more?
I have one more thing I want to look into.
You're gonna
okay, you come into the shop. This is happening before the professor channeled his book. Okay. So he looks up at you and goes,
I'll channel my.
God, these voices are killing my throat. What do you want?
Jorn just kind of like in heavy like chainmail and like always heavily geared up, just gonna walk up and he's kind of is there like a counter there, like a store, like what?
Yeah, there's like a glass counter that has a couple of objects inside of it.
Jorn's just gonna like lean over onto the counter and reach into his bag. He's gonna pull out like one vial of Alchemist's Fire and like. So, I have recently been fiddling around with these things here, and I've kind of become fond of them, but I'm running slightly low. Would you happen to have... And he's kind of like twiddling it in his hands in front of like the clerk.
I would greatly appreciate it if you stopped twiddling the vial of the volatile substance around.
He just kind of holds it then still for a moment. And says, like, well, do you have any? You seem to know what it is.
I might have a couple. Let me check. A gentleman came by and bought a couple already. Good old Alchemist Fire. The price of which... I have 3 flasks that you could use. They are 50 gold pieces each.
50 gold pieces? That's pretty expensive.
This is the one item I don't price gouge on, Sonny. That is the standard rate. I don't want them around just because, frankly, last time I had a surplus, I burned off my eyebrows and the top of my head.
You see the bald cap over his head and then the tall, like, stalks of white hair that push outwards sideways.
Fairly certain I made fun of him for that.
Jorn's going to reach and pull out 50 gold. Alright, I'll get 1.
Okay, there you are. And he hands you a single vial of alchemist
Jorn's
fire.
gonna
Please drop
take
it. Please drop it. Please drop it.
Jorn's gonna...
Make a dexterity check! No.
Jorn's gonna rest it into his bag gently, and he has a special, like, pocket for it, so it'd be secure.
Yeah.
Jorn's just gonna get up and walk away.
Okay. You get up and walk away. Is there anything anybody else would like to do as the days pass by?
Yes. I forgot one last thing I need to do.
I think so.
Mine's kind of a
Your
basis
armor
thing.
going?
It's literally just listening for gossip or anything around the Mermaids Call. But like other than that, I'm helping around there.
Okay.
Someone gonna break
Rena,
my
what did you want to
bones?
do?
Die?
Some and gold worth of charcoal, incense, and/or herbs.
How much worth?
At 10 gold.
Yeah, you easy enough to grab back from the Badger's pouch. So you can mark it down that you have 10 gold worth of whichever you want.
Yeah.
And just remove the corresponding gold. Make a perception check if you're listening for that hot goss.
Perception?
Yes.
Ooh, fun. That's
Because I'm guessing you're not making this a priority. This is just something that you're just kind of being aware of.
Wouldn't that be my passive perception then?
No. Like, if you were actively searching out gossip and, like, trying to get people to talk about it, I'd make
Okay,
an
nope,
investigation or persuasion, but if it's just, like, general...
Great, because I rolled a 16 and that's a +1, so 17 total.
I mean, like, it's not every day that there's, like, a coup attempt in Rogue's Passage, so people are mainly stuck on that. There's a handful of people, though, who said they saw Kevildian flee the city entirely.
A what?
Kevildian, he's a pig man.
Pig man.
Noted.
He is no longer in the city, apparently. He has abandoned the Bound Court altogether, and some confusing things are happening inside their hierarchy, as they now, temporarily at least, have no leader.
Pig man.
Spider pig. Spider
There
pig.
you go.
He's not Spider Pig anymore, he's Harry Plopper.
I'm so glad someone's
Okay.
cultured. I have
Come
that
on,
DVD.
I know my Simpsons references. Okay.
I have that DVD if you care to know.
Any good person does. Anything else?
Other than listening for anything else, that's about it. And I'm pretty sure that's all I hear. Right.
Yeah, over the week, that's pretty much all you hear. As that 7th day rolls around, Jorn, I imagine you make your way back to the Mermaids Call, the extravagant bar with its inverted fishbowl and luminescing fish swimming about.
Wait, Carter, so a day passed, correct?
Yes, several
Okay.
days are going to pass if you guys don't want to do
Alright,
anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my tome back in that time.
Yeah, you get your tome back, no problem. Like, that's easy enough to find.
Get scammed.
In your gossip hearing, Felix, you do actually hear
Ooh.
about apparently one of the shop owners made a deal for a book of some sort, which then erupted into a purple ooze for their hands in store, and they're now spending a good amount of money to get that cleaned out.
I kind of like when I overhear that, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Who is this?
Baby.
Oh, that's down at the Pseudo Dragon's Tail. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. I think it's Mr. Newt, the gnomish fellow.
What do I know his name and it is Newt or?
Yeah, his name's Newt. It's.
Oh, that's so sorry to hear. And as I walk away, I kind of like chuckle to myself, like, he gets what he deserves.
Okay.
He gets simple.
Right.
Marshal,
And now we let time fly.
Brad, I'm glad you took my advice on that.
Jorn is.
Did you tell him to do that?
No, I just said he likes to upcharge people, which
Oh,
Brad
yeah.
apparently took as, let's scam this guy with the Book of Shadows.
Oh.
Jorn. So
Okay.
Yeah, Jorn's making his way to the Mermaids Call.
Yeah, so several days later, you all are heavily rested. You find ways to entertain yourself in the time. Some of you with a vigorous study with sea hags. Other of you is probably experimenting on various things. Others probably trying to figure out ways to craft 10-foot poles. But the all-important days comes for Jorn, where Regain is supposed to return.
The fateful moment.
You make your way back to the Mermaid's Call and open the door with a loud creak. Looking around, you see the room is pretty much empty, except for a single 13-year-old child with a freckle-stricken face, dark kind of jaunty hair, and this massive grin. And he's got these like dark cloaks all around him, and just kind of standing there with a very smug expression on himself.
So emo.
On here, or is it just Jorn and me?
It's Owen.
If all of you want to go with them, then you can. I don't know if Jorn would have advertised his going.
Well, I'd be
I'd
going
be
there
going
regardless,
regardless.
so...
Well, I'm pretty sure Jorn would be going
Yeah.
at his own time.
Yeah, and then I think Felix would be there regardless, helping out, and Arena would be there as well, studying with Devian. So both of you would be there regardless.
Okay. So Jorn's gonna kind of walk in and look around just the room. He doesn't seem to pay note to the child immediately.
I run under Jorn's legs towards the bar.
Surprise, Fartug is also here.
Am I there? Question mark.
As Fartug does this, I'm like, all right, I'll get you a bloody drink. It's way too early in the morning for this anyway.
I go on my high chair.
As you look around and pay not much mind to the child, what's your passive perception, Jorn?
Passive perception. Where would that be found again? Actually, I haven't used this a whole lot.
What's your perception mod?
Passive perception. So wisdom, I have +3, so that would make.
Just a second.
Yeah, plus
13.
13, yeah.
Passive perception is 10 plus your perception modifier.
Yeah, and I have proficiency in perception, so.
Okay.
Okay. The boy walks up to you with a jaunty smile and goes, "Hey, are you you're the elf friend who needed me to go take a look over at big old scary man, right?"
Yes.
And he kind of pats you on the back as he says this to you.
How tall is this child?
Yeah, that was my question.
He's a child, so he's like maybe, and he's like just hitting puberty, so he's probably like the 4'6" to 5 feet
Alright.
tall mark.
I think you probably get like my lower back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lower
Jorn's
back.
kind of like looks down and is like, yes, I'm Jorn. You must be Regain.
Yes, I'm Regain. First things first. No easy task.
Oh,
Hold on a
man.
second,
Echo.
Owen. You're echoing.
Oh yay.
Proceed.
First things first. When you're looking for the big bad around the area, I really wish I got paid more. I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's just my opinion.
Considering this information's my payment for one of my jobs, so I guess it seems to be going down like that.
Absolutely, my dear fellow. Okay. What
Sir-
did I find out? Let me consult my books for you.
As they start talking, I can notice them talking, I'm like, you two should have a seat if you're going to have a long conversation. I can bring you some drinks if you'd like.
Right next to the drinks.
Jorn's gonna agree and
We have
like offer like the seat at one of the tables, like near them.
He kind of nods at you and goes, "Okay, friend, I'll go take a sit with you." And he
Sure.
goes and sits down with you, and
Jorn is an ale and young one.
No.
I'm okay. What can I get for this? And you see he's like holding up your shotgun, Jorn.
It's like, Jorn's gonna be immediately like, whoa, 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 and he's gonna try to grab it from him.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely able to just reach across the table and grab it from his hands, and he's just like,
shoot the kid on this.
I don't know what to tell you, my friend. You're an easy mark.
I'm going to bring over Jorn's glass.
Did he actually do a roll? That's why you checked from passive perception.
Yeah, it was a nat 19, and then he's also a master thief, so he got a massive bonus.
You should sit
Sleight of
further
hand.
away from him.
So I bring Jorn his ale and the kid some water, a glass of water.
Okay.
Just to be on the
He
kind
kind
side.
of sits there and drinks it happily. Well, I moved around a lot, but after boarding a ship, it took a couple days to get there, a couple days to get back. But it looks like your pal has bunkered down in the forests just outside of Mossborough in Overian. He has been leaving a terrible, terrible, terribleness in his wake. Let's just see that the population over there is not doing quite well. It's a lot of illness.
Oh, my ears perk up to this, and I start like intently listening.
You're like right in their face. Like,
Jorn's
No,
kinda
I'm over at the bar, but I'm like keeping an ear.
Jorn kind of like intently. So the place is in good standing. Would you say it would be an easy place to quietly intercept inside? Oh.
I mean, he's not really sticking to any of the actual cities or towns, which is the main problem that you're gonna come across. He likes to make camp in secluded areas where he's hard to find, so he's actually holding up in the woods between Mossborough and the crumbling mountains. He does generally bring bands of soldiers with him wherever he goes, of various varieties: orcs, goblins, bugbears, undead alike. They tend to rage across the land whenever he's in town. But unfortunately, I couldn't get close enough to really find out what he's doing there. But from the outskirts of his camps, it appears he's into conducting meetings. I couldn't find who with, unfortunately, on such a short time frame.
Is anything like troop movements scheduled anyway? We're right now thinking, because I need his head, as you may know, and perhaps an ideal time we could strike.
Well, I don't know how long he's going to be there, but generally he likes to move camps, but generally he likes to follow the same structure. Typically he has guards 24/7, but they normally have to change off at times. He normally likes to do so around 2 p.m. and 6 a.m. are his general go-tos for guard switches, but other than that, you're not really going to find much problems with the defenses. Like, it's pretty much just an open forest, and he's got tents everywhere. It's kind of a very basic and rudimentary way of looking over the area, but he keeps his ground covered, and he makes sure somebody's looking at all times.
So pretty much the key information is he would have otherwise been hard to find, but we know where he is now.
Yes, he normally likes to keep it secret, and for some reason he's being a little bit more reckless than usual.
Hopefully it doesn't
Which, normally means anger, so if you're gonna go up against him, I suggest you come packing.
Well, I believe you already had a fine look at my signature weapon.
Interesting. I've never really seen anything quite like it.
It's not from around here. Not many people would know about it.
Maybe I'll find one again.
That's very unlikely.
Let's see. I tend to find things that other people don't.
Fair enough.
Check your pockets before the conversation.
Is there anything
ends.
specific otherwise that you were looking for? Like I observed him for like maybe only half a day, really, with the round travel time. It's unfortunate.
That should be good enough. Do you by chance have... I noticed you've written some of this down. Would it be alright if I have a copy of some of these notes? It could be relevant to my trek.
Yeah, sure. He quickly takes the pages out from his notebook and hands them over to you.
I'll write it down.
I don't have anything physically written down right now, but I'll send you send you something later.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing the attack tonight, so...
No. There's gonna be a long section in between where there's gonna be travel and there's gonna be boats and.
Yeah, I'm just gonna note it my on my sheet as strike notes.
Okay.
Well, thank you, kind sir. If you don't mind giving the higher ups my regards.
Oh, don't worry. I'll let him know. You've been asking, and you've been satiated.
I'm satisfied. With
Cheers, man, and you really gotta learn to watch your stuff. And you see, he's also like holding your wallet as well now.
Jorn's gonna immediately also just kind of reach out and grab it,
Just
like,
punch him in the face.
It feels significantly lighter.
I will be making sure I thoroughly check my pockets afterwards.
Yeah,
You
might
really
just
need
want
to
to get
keep
your
an
eyes
eye.
checked in the future. Well, either way, cheers. See you later. And he kind of walks out of the building and off into the streets.
Immediately,
Jorn,
Jorn's gonna be just start like quickly checking like his bag and stuff, make sure everything's just there. Like,
Oh yeah, everything's there. A lot of it is moved around though to a point where you just find it very irritating being a normally organized person. But
All right, Jorn, you talked to a thief, a rogue of some sort. Did you really expect him to not mess around a little bit? It is a kid, at least. So,
I know what you mean, but he gave me what I needed, so that's
yes,
good
that's
enough.
the point. Still a kid, so you should have expected a little bit better.
As long as all my stuff still seems to be here, so as long as it was all in good fun.
Okay, that is fair.
Now, I think we need to get everyone together. I have our next thing. I believe.
Agreed, and from the sounds of it, disease is afoot, so I'll join you guys, because that is my speciality.
Very well. I suppose we have one. Who else? The professor.
Bartok's the only other one here.
Yeah.
Bartok's the only one that's
no,
not
Arena's
here.
there. She's studying
Oh.
with Devian in a corner of the bar.
The professor's. the
Oh,
only
corner
one.
of the bar. Oh, I thought they were like upstairs or in like a laboratory of some sort.
Hey, sometimes you like a change of scenery. Sometimes you
No.
want to drink heavily while looking
good.
at textbooks, because
That's-
those definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
Jordan's
So,
gonna get,
Fartug-
like, yeah.
The professor's the only one that's not here, correct?
Why am I
Only
not here
looking-
exactly? Was I just like left out of the naming?
There was no blatant.
Well, Jorn came here by himself.
I
Fartug
was-
just wanted to drink.
I snuck
Arena was
in.
already here, and Felix were already here. I don't know what you'd be up to, but
I guess I'm just studying the book I got.
okay. In another corner of the bar is the professor, conveniently also here studying his book.
I've been studying
What?
all
Jorn
of
is
was-
going
Wow,
to-
they all ended up in the same place at the
He was
same
so
time.
quick,
How
he
did this
didn't realize.
happen?
It's
Yes.
so convenient. So
The
Jorn's
book
gonna
hasn't
call over
taught
the
me to.
professor and Arena.
Professor! Maria! Can you
Just gonna
pass the
ignore him?
salt?
I passed Marshall the salad.
Oh. Carter, I did have a question.
Yes.
That demon that I fought, from what I saw on the sheet, it said it only spoke infernal and abyssal.
Sometimes you improvise.
Okay, which is all right because I speak infernal. No, I just realized that I'm like, I don't recall saying that I'm speaking infernal, so we'll see how this goes.
They're all individuals. Some of them know more languages than others.
All right, fair enough.
So is everyone now at the table, same table? Jordan's kind of welcomed everyone to the table. Like he's by this point finished his drink.
Arena, you're staying over there, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Arena's sticking with Davian until they finish their lesson.
We can catch her up.
Jordan's
after.
gonna kind of turn around and yell at Arena again, we're talking about our next mission. You just wanna.
We can.
Okay.
Jorn.
You can fill
Red.
in after.
I tell
What you said. We'll fill her in after. We can talk with the four of us here for right now.
Whatever then. He's gonna take a seat. You're gonna go take a seat. Right. I might as well start at the beginning. A little while back, for the longest time, I've been going in what you could say, a bit of an outlaw from Vassenrai outside. Betrayed a while back. Cleanup operations, their government. They tend to not want to leave anything behind, and I escaped what would be just considered a cover-up of one of their more major military operations. But in return, they've recently contacted me, and in return for performing a task for them, they will take the bounty off my head. Our target...
Sounds like a pretty reasonable deal.
The deal is that I bring to them the head of Valdergak. He's one of the guild leaders.
No, he's not.
He's not? What is he again? Sorry, I never wrote down.
He's almost like a bandit warlord who kind of just sows chaos throughout the neutral territories. They kind of see themselves as like a consuming crusader, where they just want to consume everything and every part of them and kind of explore and almost assimilate everybody into his horde.
Yeah, that.
Or at least that's what people
land
believe his
Vikings.
motivations are.
Literally land Vikings.
Yeah, the main important part of what most people understand about him is that he's extremely dangerous, and you've been contracted because the Vassenrai have had some issues with him on their mainland recently.
So, yes. In other words, Vassenrai's had an issue with them and has hired me to kill them. So, would you be willing to join in? I'm sure that by helping Vassenrai might be willing to compensate you potentially. Of course, this also could be, fun.
Did somebody say fun?
Fun.
Barely the little one is in. I'm in, and I could probably get information from them. We haven't really seen eye to eye, but we can probably work things out. More or less, I'm going for the disease, because usually the diseases I've seen have been quite rude to people's anatomy.
I guess I'll help.
Oh,
Very well.
wow. Anything for our group.
I guess it sounds like a plan then. Kind of looks.
And we can...
What are you doing?
Hands in the middle.
Still as Fartug's just putting his hand in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
Does
Professor Zin.
Jorn's very well puts his hand in, whatever makes you on.
I stared dead at Zucker.
Jorn's gonna be staring at Felix. As Jorn says this, he's just gonna yell, "Hey, Arena, just quickly get into this, quickly."
We're not at that.
Spare us 30 seconds.
Just ignoring him.
Not at that phase yet.
Oh, go half the team. Woo!
Go this half of
The
the
larger
team!
50%.
They're better than the other half!
Oh, boo.
Okay.
What was that?
I believe the rest of you need to make preparations to go on an arduous journey then.
Yeah.
I will say, Mossborough and the place that Valkurgak is in now is in Ovbirian, so you are going to have to find a way to cross the sea to get there.
Well, imagine that would be
Surprise! I have a map. It's only half in color, so please don't at me.
Curious, how much of it is on land?
So, you can barely see the pencil outline, but let's do it this way. Oh, you can barely see any of that.
Yeah.
I can see the castle.
We got the see the green.
Earth and track.
You should have colored the whole thing.
Oh.
Okay, Brad, what did I just say about not adding me?
I get smited.
See, I think this is just warrants. The professor's clearly just died. Like, divine bolt of lightning just came down and instantly killed him.
Okay, that's not going to help at all either.
Pretty cool.
So,
Okay,
how
so
long-
effectively, I will have an in-color map later.
I mean, I'm thinking this is a fair point where we call the session a close. 2 weeks.
That is probably fair. You will have a fair amount of travel. If we close now, I'll also give you time to give you a physical, digital copy of the map, and you can start planning from there.
Have I learned anything from this book yet?
Right. We calling this.
I don't have anything prepared for that book, Brady, so I don't have any information to give you right now.
You know what the cover says?
She said she was going to give me something at the end of the week. Are we just going to do that later, or?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. As you guys all come together and prepare yourselves to make journey, she hands you a scroll and says, "It's not useful now, but maybe a little bit later." And she gives you a blink scroll.
Oh, I'll take it. I already have Misty Step. Blink is the teleport, right?
Thank you.
Maybe that should teleport.
I'll just leave like 100 gold on the table with her.
Just 100 golds?
I take it.
Okay, you know what? Dexterity check, Brad.
Wow.
Dexterity or sleight of
Try and
hand?
stop him?
Rogue mode.
Try and stop him at all,
natural one.
or?
As you lift her hand, you see her hand just kind of scoops it up and says, "It was unnecessary, but thank you anyway. The gesture is well appreciated."
Wow, what's it?
And good luck to all of you. I don't know where you're going or what you're going to be up to, but I think you'll probably need it.
Jordan's gonna.
And
good mod, yeah.
Yep. As we've discussed, I believe that will be the end of episode 7 of Carminian Chaos. An episode that everybody said was definitely not going to devolve into being a shopping episode, but did definitely devolve into being a shopping episode.
I scammed a guy.
It was a reading
I
episode.
hope you enjoyed some voices that are definitely going to give me a sore throat tomorrow, and hope you enjoyed everybody's role playing. I know we've had some awkward points throughout the stream, but
what?
I hope you. Does anybody have anything else to add before? Does anybody have any points they need to talk about before we close out the stream?
Nope.
Marshall, you know the drill.
So,
Do the thing.
in previous streams, I had asked, at the end of every stream, for our viewers to smash the bell. Now, I have your IP address, and I've noticed that you have never smashed the bell. I will give you your last chance now. So I'll leave it at. But you know what? If you want to protect you and your family, okay.
Are you threatening the audience? Are you implying that you will harm their families if they do not absolutely destroy and wreck that bell?
I'm protecting them from a fun time at our streams.
Marshall, I have masks. We can do this.
All right. Next
Well, it's
thing.
got dark. Have a good night. We
Hold
would
up.
definitely appreciate it if you subscribed.
Yeah. Also check out our Discord server. Yes. we play, you know, it's a good way they can get engaged with the community. Hey, talk with any one of us. We do play, for those of you who play Magic the Gathering, we do play there pretty often. Additionally, our D&D specialist here, Zagardi, is running campaigns and one-shots on the server now. So, hey, if you want to get into the action, join on in. Get the role. Probably can work something out, plan something out.
I just need players right now.
Isn't there a store we also really like?
Yeah.
Oh, what was that called?
Yes, on Krug Street in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. You can visit Phoenix Games and Hobbies. We'd really appreciate it.
501
They're
Krug Street.
Oh, right.
ever so gracious partner of the channel, and limited time only. I think you can still get a limited edition Reliquary Tower Goblin token.
Yeah, I think they're still there.
It's literally free.
Yep, still there.
You might as well, like, it's free. It's free. With the purchase. It's
Free with purchase of Magic the Gathering products.
Or if you buy anything really and ask for it.
You feed.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not gonna give you a hard time.
Product placement.
Product placement.
We're
But
good.
anyways, yes.
Well, I think that ends the awkward conversation portion of closing out the stream. Everyone, please have a good night, and thank you for watching.
I love you.
Night.
Bye.